She's such an unbelievable liar. That's why the Southern Poverty Law Center says that group is a hate group. That's why the Anti-Defamation League calls it a hate group and says she is Islamophobic. They are absolutely right about that.
I'd like to talk to you about something today that is not a pleasant topic. It's something we rarely talk about because it's a part of our society that we'd like to forget exists. And that is hate groups. We want to distance ourselves from hate groups and hatred in general as much as possible. Now there is a new hate group in America. It's been labeled a hate group by the Southern Poverty Law Center. So you know it's a hate group. I know appealing to authority is typically seen as a fallacy, but I would like to plead with you that in the case of the Southern Poverty Law Center, that's a special exception. What they say goes, and if they say a group is hateful, that's a hate group. So I was reading the paper this morning, and it turns out that the Mothers Against Drunk Driving have been labeled a hate group, and I believe rightfully so. They are constantly negative. Okay, the first clue is in the name of the organization. Mothers Against Drunk Driving, they usually go by MADD, M-A-D-D, which basically sums up their attitude towards drinking, automobiles, society. They are a bunch of mad people, mad mothers, basically. And they're a hate group. They aren't to be taken seriously. You have to understand, these people are unbelievably biased against drinkers, against automobile drivers in general. They make ridiculous generalizations about what it is to drink, about who is drinking and how much they are drinking. They claim that, oh, if you have a drink, that means you're drunk. Oh, if you got in an accident, that means you must have been drunk, you must have been a drunk driver. They try to say all drinkers are drunk drivers. It's not the case. You know that's not the case. These people live in a black and white world. They're bigots, they're hateful, and they're negative. Therefore, you don't have to pay attention to them. Now, they put out commercials that are constantly negative. In their commercials, there are people dying. They'll have like a pregnant woman crossing a street, and then some drunk driver will come and hit her. They don't do commercials about the vast majority of drivers, and even people who have had beverages who drive, who don't kill anybody. They don't mention that. They don't talk about that because it doesn't fit in with their hate-fueled agenda. They're hate mongers. They're fear mongers. The Mothers Against Drunk Driving have no business in the public discourse. They just want to tar and feather anybody who has ever had a drink of alcohol and, oh gosh, I guess I have to go home and I have a car here, so it doesn't mean I'm drunk. The people at MAD are a hate group, and I'm so happy that they have finally been outed as one. If you just focus for 1 second on the language, listen to the name of the group. They're mothers against something. They're negative. They're hateful. They're not nuanced. Now here's a nuanced situation. Let's take the issue of abortion. Okay, so on abortion, you have the pro-life movement. Now that sounds very good. They're pro-life. Who could be against pro-life? Now on that issue, if the other group was anti-life, it would be very easy to see who's the right group here. One of them has the word pro in their title. The other has the word anti in their title. So obviously the anti-life group would be the bad people. Now, it just so happens there is no anti-life group. They call themselves the pro-choice group. And I'm in favor of pro-choice and pro-life. They both sound very attractive. And you will note that neither of them are negative. Neither of them are against anything. Therefore, they're not hate groups. Do you understand? Now, for example, if the pro-choice group, let's say the people who argued with the pro-choice group called themselves the anti-choice group. If that were the case, then obviously they would be the hateful bigots, because they would be anti-choice. The abortion issue is very sophisticated. It's very nuanced because you have two groups that are both pro something. They say it in their names, folks. Overall, I just want you to be aware that when somebody is against something, they are a hateful bigot. They're going to try to give you reasons. They're going to try to justify their hatred and their stance against something, their stance in opposition to a certain idea or group of people. You don't have to listen to that, okay? Understand that they're a hate group. The Mothers Against Drunk Driving are drinkophobes. They always were. They always have been. They paint everybody who has ever consumed alcohol as drunk drivers. If there's a drunk driver that kills somebody, they blame every drinker for that. That's what these people do. They're hate-filled bigots.